Hi guys, my name is Harsh Kutkar and I'm from MIT COE. I'll be teaching you how to install and configure the Android environment, and now I know many of you are attending the workshop in Tesla, so feel free to go through this before you come and get this installed in your laptop. I'll just start with a little bit of the introduction towards the Android environment. What exactly is Android? Android is a mobile phone operating system developed by Google. Now Android is free and open source, which means you can actually go online and check the source code for Android. The source code will be around 10 GB, so don't go there unless you really plan to develop or check it out on a much micro scale. Android runs on a modified Linux kernel. The Android OS can be used as an operating system for cell phones, notebooks, tablets, and there are also TVs coming up which are supporting the Android system. Now there are some phones which support it, like Dell Streak, Samsung Galaxy Tab being some of them. Most of you will have these phones, so it's not an issue, but then you should check whether your phone is Android supported or not. Now, developing apps on Android. There are some things you will need installed on your computer before you start developing apps on Android. You will need basically an integrated development environment, which is Eclipse in this case, because we are going to be using Java, some extensions of Java, and the Android SDK. The SDK stands for Software Development Kit, and Android SDK and the ADT plugin will both in turn coordinating with each other enable you to develop for Android. You can develop apps with these once all three of these are installed. Now all of these are free and open source, so this is a specialty. You can find all of these online. I'll be showing you how to install each of these step by step. Now there is a prerequisite for all of these, that is Java. You'll need to install J2SE, that is the JDK version. That is the Java Developers Kit, not the normal Java runtime which you have. So I'll just show you how to do that. Open up your browser and just fire up oracle.com/technetwork/java/java SE/downloads, and you should get this site which says Java SE downloads. You can click on the JDK, download JDK. You can download the latest one, and it will start the download process. And once it is installed, you can start with the further things. I already have it installed, so I won't be going through all the installation steps. Back to my presentation. Now installing Eclipse. What is Eclipse? Eclipse is basically a environment, like most of you might have used Visual Studio or Turbo C or something you can equate in those terms, which will allow you to debug and develop all your Java applications. So we need to download Eclipse from eclipse.org/downloads. There are many versions of Eclipse. We want the version Eclipse IDE for Java developer, which is 99 MB. Eclipse Classic will also do, but then IDE is sufficient for Java. So depending on your operating system, choose Windows, Linux, 32-bit, 64-bit. I'll just show you how to download it. Yeah, this is the site and this is what you want. So you can go to the 32-bit or 64-bit version, and it will show you where to download. It will show you some mirrors. You can go through these mirrors and it's much faster. So download all these things, and once you have downloaded, you should get a downloads thing. I'm using Chrome here, so you can see Eclipse Java Helios SR1 Win32 zip. This is what we want. So keep that downloaded for now. We have to download a few other things too, so I'll just show you those. Downloading the SDK for developer.android.com/SDK is the link. There's a zip file in it called Android SDK_RO9-Windows. Now you should download the zip file. The exe might not work well, so I'll show you how to do it with the zip file. The link is given here, http://developer.android.com/SDK. That also is available. You can download the latest SDK. You can just click on these, you'll get a zip file, and again it will show up in your downloads folder or something like this. Oh sorry, that's cancelled. Yeah, something like this. So keep these zip files downloaded somewhere where you can easily access them. So these two things we'll be needing for now. Yeah. After that, we'll be downloading the ADT plugin. Start Eclipse, then you go to Help, Install New Software, click on Add, and in the add repository dialog just enter the link that is given here, https://dl-ssl.google.com/android/eclipse. So just open up Eclipse. Yeah, before you do that, you'll have to install Eclipse, that is unzip it somewhere. So I have this file that I have downloaded here in Chrome, Eclipse Java Helios SR1 Win32 zip. I will just extract to, and I will choose some folder. So I've chosen, say, f:my folder, and I've extracted it there already. So if I go to my folder, you would see something like this. This won't be there, this will come later. So you'll have Eclipse and you have all these files inside it. Out of these, eclipse.exe is the thing you want to run. So double click that and Eclipse will fire up. It will ask you to choose a workspace. Just choose anything where you can work, so all your files will be saved there. Also, when you're using Java, make sure that everything is installed properly. Right, so this is the Eclipse environment. Now there are some things we need to do before we start using it. One of these things is to download the ADT plugin. The link is given here. I'll just copy paste it. Help install new software. I'll click on add. I'll give it some name. I'll enter the link here. Now it's saying duplicate location because it already exists, so I can just type it here. Yeah, it's there. So once you click on this and enter this, it will say pending. You can see it fetching something here on the right. Once it fetches something, it will say developer tools, and you can see all these options. Now you need all of these, so make sure you select the main checkbox here. Go to next. It will say calculating requirements and dependencies. Now this might take some time. It will actually go and download and set up everything. Great. So install all these, click next, 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 and once it's installed, get it done. Yeah, so once you have downloaded the ADT plugin, it will Eclipse will restart and it will show you something like this. Once you have this, you will see the plugin. You will see this probably here, but don't click it yet because you have to configure it. Now go to preferences. In the preferences, select Android. On the main menu, you can see SDK location here. So just change the SDK location to you have to unzip the file, the Android SDK file that you have downloaded. So I'll just go back to my Chrome browser. You can see Android SDK R09 windows.zip here. So I'll just click on it, and this is what you have to extract to the same way to the folder. I have already done that. So you'll be able to see Android SDK Windows installed where Eclipse is. Once you have done that, select that location. So in my case it is my folder Android SDK Windows, the main top level folder. Once you do that, it will show you if there is a platform installed. It will show you. If there is no platform, don't worry, just click apply. OK. Once you have done that, your Android SDK and AVD manager, which is visible here, will be set up. Here there will be no install packages except this. Just leave out these two for now. The Android SDK tools will be the only thing installed. Now you need this SDK platform. Where do you get it? See the available packages thing here on the left. Just click on the Android repository. It will just fetch everything from Google. Once you have done that, you'll see everything here: documentation, SDK platform, samples. Now depending on what you want, you may want to download some of these, but then the minimum requirement is the SDK. So the SDK will be say 2.1 or 2.3, one of the newer ones. You can just tick on one of these. You can say install selected. It will install and it will restart for that. So once it is installed, it will show up in your installed packages. So I have 2.2 installed here, API revision 2. Now once this is installed, you need to create something called as a virtual device. Now this is basically what will emulate your Android environment when you don't have a phone. So you'll be testing all your things here. You may also test it on the phone, but this is much quicker. So I'll have to create a new phone sort of that. So new phone is basically called a virtual device. So when I go to new, I can just give it a name, say my AVD. I choose a target platform which I have installed. So I said 2.2 API level 8. I give it some SD card size, 10 MB, won't matter for now. And I can select the skin, the resolution for the phone. Now depending on the phones you're testing on, you might want to try many of these. I'll just keep the default for now. These are some properties which are also set by default, so I'll just say create AVD. Once that is done, you'll see something called as my AVD Android 2.2 2.2 API level 8. So I can just to know whether everything is installed and working right, I can just click on start, and I can just click on launch. So it's a starting emulator for AVD, my AVD. This will take some time depending on how good your PC is and what type of environment you have set up. Yeah, you can see it has started now, and I've scaled the display to a smaller size so that you guys can see it. Now this will actually work, like you can just unlock it this way and stuff. So I've unlocked it. Now I can click on this menu thing and I can get my menu. I can also click and drag it around. Now here I'll be selecting some apps. Say I can use my browser. So I can use my browser, and if you have a net connection, it will actually connect to the net and it will emulate the browser. Right, so I'm opening the browser. Seems a bit slow. It's opening the default homepage, google.com. Yeah, so this is Google. So basically it will emulate what the web will look like on your Android phone. Now I can just stop it. I can even use my keyboard and type something here. Just go through the process once again. Downloading the ADT part, help, install new software, click add in the top right corner and enter this location given below. Then you have to configure the ADT plugin. You have to go to Window, Preferences, select Android, browse to the SDK location like I just did. You click Browse, click Apply and then OK. Once you have the ADT thing installed, you will have to install a SDK platform like I just did now. And this will also take time because the SDK is around 70 to 80 MB. After you've done that, you create a virtual device, my AVD or something like that, through the Android SDK and AVD manager. Yeah, and once you have done that and it's working, you're configured with your environment and you'll be able to create your first app. I'll see if I can post another tutorial. Till then, thanks for watching anyway, and hope you guys have a fun evening in the Android session.